Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. My name is Shrutika and today let us learn a new chapter from Standard 12, Biodiversity and Conservation. So we all know that the meaning of biodiversity is basically the interaction of different types of ecosystem in and all together, wherein they are interdependent on each other for their survival and reproduction. So this is basically the term biodiversity. So biodiversity is very important to maintain the environment of a state or a country or the world. So this biodiversity is very important, and and due to over exploitation of resources, human greed, this biodiversity is in threat. So the conservation of that biodiversity is also important. So in this chapter, what we are going to study is what is biodiversity, what are the types of biodiversity, how many species of plants, animals are there in this world, and what are the threats and how we can conserve the biodiversity. So first let us study what is biodiversity. So biodiversity or biological diversity is the occurrence of different type of ecosystem, different species of organism and their variant like biotypes, ecotypes and gene adapted to different climate and environment of different region, including their interactions and processes. So the term was coined by Edward Wilson. The vast area of species of microorganisms, algae, fungi, plants and animals occurring on the earth either in terrestrial or aquatic habitat and the ecological complexes of which they are a part of. So diversity ranges from macromolecules to biomes. So this is the meaning of biodiversity. So now let us understand what are the different types of biodiversity. The important diversity at the level of biological organizations are as follows. So the first type is the genetic diversity. A single species might show high diversity at the genetic level over its distribution range and potency of climate reserve. India has more than 50,000 genetically different strains of rice and 1,000 varieties of mango. So this is what is called as the genetic diversity. That is, there are different organisms depending upon their genetic makeup. Then the species diversity. So diversity at species level, for example, the Western Ghats has more amphibian species diversity than the Eastern Ghats. So here what happens is the species are dominant in certain places. So this becomes the species diversity of that area. Then the ecological diversity, desert, rainforest, mangroves, coral reefs, wetlands, estuaries and alpine meadows are types of ecological diversity. That is, we have different types of ecosystem in our diversity. So now let us see how many species are there on earth and how many in India, and how these species are distributed. So there are basically three types of animals or organisms, that is invertebrates, there are vertebrates and the plants. So invertebrates are the organisms which do not have a backbone. Vertebrates are the organisms which have a backbone, and then comes the plants. So in the invertebrate category of plant, the most dominant organisms are the insects. Then comes your mollusks. Then comes the other group of organisms, that are other invertebrates. But on the in the world, in the invertebrate category, the insects which are there, they are the most dominating population in the biodiversity. Then in the vertebrates or category, fishes forms half of the population of the organism. Then then birds, then reptiles, amphibians, and then the mammals. So this is how the population of fishes, mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians are distributed in the world. Then comes your plant species, that is the fungi which is there, it is the most dominant. After that comes the angiosperm, that those are the flowering plants which produces seeds. Then comes your algae, then your lichens, ferns, and the mosses. So these are what pteridophyte, bryophytes, and algae and lichens, angiosperms, then fungi. So this is how they dominate in the biodiversity, that is the fungi and the angiosperm are most dominating, then comes the algae, lichens, ferns, and mosses. So this is how in the global biodiversity, the major groups, that are the invertebrates, vertebrates, and the plants are distributed according to their population. So this was about today's class, that we have learned what is biodiversity, we have seen how the population is distributed in the world, and we have also seen some different types of diversities. So thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.